What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about something a little different than cameras, editing, tips and tricks, but something that is somewhat left field of what we normally talk about, but it's really not. So if you guys are a photographer, cinematographer, or just in this space of photography and film, then being fit is definitely a space or a part of this career field that we tend to overlook. And me, definitely have overlooked my health and fitness when it comes to working a lot, actually. And today, that's kind of what I want to talk to you all about. One, why I think we as cinematographers, especially, but also photographers as well, should practice staying fit, whether that's watching what we eat, working out, whether that's weightlifting, running. Yeah, we should all have some type of routine that fits us, our bodies. And yeah, so I'll kind of give you guys my breakdown on why I think this is so important and kind of, open up a little bit about my journey in general. So yeah. So let's say you're a photographer and you're shooting a wedding for 10 plus hours. So you're covering the bride and the groom getting ready. You're doing bridal party pictures. Then you actually go into the venue. You're covering all the details of the venue, going through the ceremony and then the reception. Now, during that whole span of those 10 plus hours, typically for the most part, you'll be standing on your feet the whole entire duration of the event, outside of, maybe switching location depending on where the bride and the groom actually are getting ready and actually having their ceremony and the reception. And outside of, your opportunity to have a meal if you work that out in your contract. So again, all of that cardio from standing and walking all day definitely takes a toll on the body. However, if you are someone who is, somewhat active or practicing an active life and you're running, you're jogging, you're doing HIIT, yoga, whatever the case may be, being on your feet that duration of the time and actually working and moving and running around may not be as hard on the body if you were actually being active. So now, what about cinematography? All right, now let's say you're a videographer or a cinematographer, depending on if you're on set, shooting for a client and you're on an easy rig, gimbal, or locked off on a tripod, or if you're out vlogging like I am today, you'll still have some type of setup. And that setup isn't going to be the lightest, or depending on what it is, it may be the heaviest you've ever shot with. And for the most part, that's going to cause you to exert some type of energy or effort to be able to move the camera around, frame up your subject, and get the shot that you need to tell the story. And depending on your level of fitness, you may be exerting more effort than if you were an active individual. So for example, going on this walk with Lola and setting up these shots, I'm a little winded. Am I completely tired? No, but have worked up a little sweat. So now that you understand the importance of being fit and how it can relate to us, whether you're a photographer or a videographer, now I'm gonna explain why I started to take my fitness journey more serious. Okay, so when it comes to my personal fitness journey, the one thing that has been the biggest motivator for me to stay active, to watch what I eat, and to be just overall conscious of my personal and physical health is an injury that I experienced earlier this year. So while on set shooting for a client, I was setting up a C-stand and the 120D. And when I went to actually go bend over to pick up the light, I felt like this crazy sensation of sharp pain in my back. And at the moment, I really wasn't sure what I did. If I bent over wrong or if I lifted up wrong. I really wasn't sure what happened. But after a few Google searches, after an assessment of what I was feeling, I realized that I had a herniated disc or a slip disc in my mid to lower back. And this pain was the most excruciating pain that I ever felt. Like for a whole week, I could barely sit up, I could barely walk. And if I tried to lean over or roll myself out of bed, I could barely even do that. So after dealing with that and going through that experience, that made me realize that one, I needed to get back to moving, get back to, some type of physical activity rather than just being out on set here and there, lifting up these large cameras, these large sandbags, these C-stands. Like that just isn't enough. I need to have a regular scheduled routine so that these injuries can be avoided and that I can better maintain my overall health within my body. So what do I do now to stay and maintain some type of level of physical activity? So lately I've been focusing on walking Lola. So typically we try to walk every day, depending on how hot it is, sometimes twice a day if she can bear it. But if we're not walking, we're always outside throwing the ball. And also personally, I've been getting into yoga, trying to understand And personally, another thing that I've been big on lately or getting into is yoga. So by no means am I a yoga expert. I'm really just a very early in the stage. Another thing that I've been doing personally and focusing on is yoga. I've been practicing yoga now for 2 weeks. So another thing that I've been doing personally to try to maintain a healthy lifestyle is practicing yoga. So I've been going on doing yoga or certain stretches every morning for the last month and a half. And this is probably one of the biggest things that have helped me personally, especially from sitting down on the computer 8+ hours a day, being able to get up and move around and stretch out the hips, stretch out the lower back, decompress the spine has been very, very, very helpful for me in my recovery process, but then also me getting to a level of physical fitness that I haven't been since probably high school, and that was over a decade ago. So there's my spiel on why I think physical fitness is something or an area that I think all of us should focus on, whether we're photographers or cinematographers, because our work can be so demanding on our bodies. So if you guys are like me and you need to get back being active, take this video as your hint, as your light switch to go ahead and get started. And don't feel pressured to get out here and follow all these TikTok and Instagram trends as far as your fitness level and activity, but start slow, start somewhere, listen to your body, and just get better 1% every day, and then before you know it, you will be where you want to be. So yeah, that'll do it for me today in this vlog. I know it's very something different and unusual, but I hope it reaches somebody. And yeah, me and Lola, see you all in the next one. Peace.